Oh, and welcome to Cavs Daily, your one stop shop for everything Cavs related, the good, the bad, the ugly. We are presented by FanArc, and I am your host, Paul Williams, the authority of Cleveland Cavalier basketball. Appreciate you guys being here with me. If you love the NBA, if you love sports, and if you love the Cavs, any of those three, you're going to have a good time here. So before we get started, if you could please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Get that all out the way so we could get to the good stuff, which is the Cavs content. To start things off today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Cavs and just the coverage in general by ESPN when it comes to mid-market teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers, who seem to never get any real analysis out of ESPN or any real time spent even talking about the Cavs. During their historic season last year, it was still rare for ESPN to do more than a quick segment about what the Cavs were doing and some of the history that we were making. It seems like their only takes that they have when it comes to Cleveland is how soon is LeBron going to come back? Can the Cavs get LeBron back? Things along those lines instead of analyzing, I don't know, maybe all the changes that made the Cavs successful last year in comparison to the previous years with JB Bickerstaff. Even when it comes to the rankings for a lot of the year, it just seemed off. And that's just how it is when you're Cleveland and we're talking about ESPN. If you're not one of the top markets, you're just not going to get that type of coverage. And I mean, that's fine, whatever. But when things do come out that verify just how off ESPN is when it comes to analyzing this Cavs team, I have to call it out a little bit. And the most recent example is a piece that came out by ESPN writer Kevin Pelton in the last couple of days, talking about the biggest needs of each NBA team going into the season. I'm sure I'm not the only one with a gripe about their team's, I guess, biggest roster hole, according to Kevin Pelton. But let's just go over what he wrote about the Cavs. For the Cleveland Cavaliers going into the 25-26 season, the biggest roster hole was the perimeter depth. Kevin Pelton says, by season's end, this could be a strength for Cleveland, which boasts all-star guards Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. With Garland coming off toe surgery and Max Strus expected out until late December due to a Jones fracture, the Cavs' depth will be tested, particularly given the inevitable injuries that are yet to come. So basically, he's saying that our biggest hole is depth for injuries that haven't happened yet. Yeah, I don't really understand that. If he was going to just make a quick week take for the Cavs, he could have at least just looked at the roster for 1 second and realized if you're going to go after any group that might be thin on depth and that might be tested due to future imaginary injuries, it would definitely be what we talked about in an episode just a day or two ago, and that's the front court depth. I mean, yes, the Cavs have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and you can't get a better 4 or 5 than that. But after that, they only have Larry Nance Jr., who is an undersized power forward / center, more comfortable at the power forward position. And outside of that, the Cavs have really no players that are ready, or it seems are ready to play a real role on an NBA team, especially a championship level NBA team. So I would imagine that if we're just looking ahead and saying these guys may get injured, where the Cavs need to shore up is the big man depth. They could use another big. If they lose Jared Allen or Evan Mobley, that's going to be a lot more of a problem than what they're dealing with now with no Darius Garland or Max Strus. The Cavs still have Lonzo Ball, Sam Merrill, Donovan Mitchell, Craig Porter Jr. They have guys in the backcourt, and they have depth in the backcourt. So just a ridiculous take to me by Kevin Pelton that just doesn't add up. And if you really know anything about the Cavs, it's the front court, Kevin. It's the front court. So let's get that right on our next try at this. We'll leave it for now and move on to something else. But yeah, bad job out of Kevin Pelton from ESPN. Now, another ESPN piece that I don't know how much I agree with is the future power rankings. The NBA does it all the time. They rank teams in regard to how they stack up for the next 3 seasons, which would be 25, 26, 26, 27, and 27, 28. A lot of years I've seen this, and it just didn't add up. And then you would see the next rendition, and teams would jump 10, 15 spots and go back 10, 15 spots. And that tells you all you need to know about these rankings. They're really just throwing darts at a board. For this rendition that just came out in the past day or two from the NBA insiders at ESPN, they have OKC number 1, the Rockets number 2, the Knicks number 3, Cavs number 4, and the LA Clippers number 5. The main reasoning and the main categories they use are players, money, draft, market, and management. Again, I don't understand. I know Houston, they have a solid young core, and they added Kevin Durant. Great. They still haven't won a first round series since James Harden left. They haven't proven anything, and it's so overhyped and so many accolades for a team that hasn't done anything yet. They rank second overall in players, which is just analyzing what the roster looks like right now and what it may look like going forward. They're right behind OKC in that category. The Cavs are third in that category when it comes to players, but even that I don't agree with. I think we should be number 2 at worst, and I don't think OKC's roster is better than us, but if we're giving them the championship pass, whatever, I guess I'll let that go. But yeah, they have the Cavs number 3 when it comes to players, number 30 when it comes to money, and we are in a tight spot, but I don't know if number 30 is appropriate. We have shown we have ways to work around this, and we have all our guys locked in long term. So there's always going to be flexibility when you have those type of pieces locked in, even if we need to trade them. Draft, we're at 25, which is whatever. We do have some picks coming up in the distant future that we'll be able to trade soon. Market, 24. I think it should be more 18 to 20 range. Some of the markets ahead of us, like Indiana, I just don't agree with. And then management, 6, which I guess is fair, but I think I think the Cavs management is the best in the league. At worst, to me, it's top 3. So don't agree there either. And yeah, that's where the ESPN insiders see the Cavs as far as NBA future rankings for the next 3 years go. They have the Cavs at number 4, which to me, cap. Let's call it what it is. It's cap. I don't agree with it. And because of that, we're going to do the Cavs Daily NBA future power rankings, but just the top 5. We'll keep it simple. And to get started, again, I will give the championship pass to OKC, whatever. They could be number 1 in the future rankings, but right below them, and really 1B to me, are the Cleveland Cavaliers. The roster depth that they have, the young pieces that they have, the fact they have all their guys locked up, to me is more important than having a mid-level exception next summer or something along those lines. I think it's really downplaying what the Cavs have locked in and the team they have locked in for at least the next couple years. And if we're only doing a 3-year future power rankings, the Cavs will have this core or can have this core for the next 3 years if they decide to make moves. It's using pieces to just, you would think theoretically improve. So I have them as the clear-cut number 2. I have Houston and Knicks next at 3 and 4. I think they're interchangeable, but for different reasons. Houston does have young pieces and added Kevin Durant, but they still haven't proven it. And Kevin Durant, I don't know how much longer he has left, and once he's gone, I don't know if Houston's young guys are enough to be a real championship contender. So if Durant loses a step in the next year or two, I don't see Houston being as dominant as ESPN in some places and pundits want them to be. The Knicks, they have their core right now, and they don't have very many avenues to get better, but they have a good roster on paper right now. It's older than the Cavs and the OKC Thunder's core, so I think they're a few tiers below. I think it's the Thunder and the Cavs, then a big drop, and then 3 and 4, the Rockets, Knicks. Put it whichever way you like. And at 5, I actually have the San Antonio Spurs. Not only do they have a core of guys who are already looking like star potential type guys, I mean, they have a superstar in the making in Wembanyama. De'Aaron Fox is at least a fringe all-star guard. They just got Steven Castle a year ago in the draft, and now Ace Bailey. They have a great young core with still a lot of draft assets, and they should still have some money to spend in future years. So I actually have them at 5. They were at 10 in the ESPN version. So the number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are different in my version than the ESPN version. And I'm happy with that. I like my version a lot better. Wonder what you guys think. Let me know your take on all that. And to wrap things up today, just want to touch in real quick on the Knicks, who have made another addition, bringing in veteran guard Malcolm Brogdon, who only played about a quarter of the season last year with the Wizards, but just 2 seasons ago was Sixth Man of the Year for the Celtics, and can provide some guard depth behind Jalen Brunson along with Clarkson. The Knicks have made some solid additions. Nothing earth-shattering that's going to, at least in my eyes, change how I feel about analyzing the Knicks versus the Cavs. I think the Cavs are still clearly better than the Knicks, but even bringing in Gershon Yabusele from the 76ers, the Knicks did that as well to add to their bench depth. They made some solid moves, and I respect them continuing to add guys like Brogdon, who might not seem like much right now, but can be an impact player at some point in the season, especially if they deal with injuries. So, I mean, props to the Knicks. They've made some solid additions, but they're still far away from the Cavs. We don't need to worry about that, and we don't need to move off of the moves they make. Let's worry about ourselves, and we're in great position. With that, we're going to wrap this one up. I, as always, appreciate you guys so much if you're still here with me. Not even going to ask you to do all that stuff when it comes to promoting my channel. Just want to say thank you. I do appreciate it, and I hope I will see you again here tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful day.